Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I don't know what just happened with my camera, but something like slowed down. First things first, I look like actually very much like a mess. Life's been rough lately, like what can I say? So, yeah, no, things have just been a little bit rough. But we're gonna film anyway because I really want to. And yeah, to be honest, like I look disgusting. I look so terrible, man. Oh, that's okay. It's fine, guys. Sometimes you look ugly and that's like how life goes. I think that made it worse. That's fine. I don't care. Anyway, before I get to what we're actually gonna do in this video, I'm gonna make some iced coffee because I bought, oh, let me show you guys. I bought some cool shit, okay? So get excited. I'm back. Jesus, why do I look so terrible? Man, no. Fuck. It's fine. Okay. So I bought some stuff. I bought... Oh, that's the French side. Okay, hold on. I bought this, which is cold brew. They only had like black coffee, like dark roast. I don't know why I always like to tap on stuff like I'm doing ASMR. I'm sorry. I think it's because I like watching ASMR, and I think I pick up on people's habits really easily, so I think like because of how much I watch it, like I pick up on the habit of doing that. So I also bought some coffee creamer. Ooh, will it focus? Yeah, it's mocha flavored. Woo, mocha flavored. So I'll show you guys the whole pouring process. So it just like pours in like fucking dirt. I still have my cup of straws though. Boom. We got even more straws. We got Starbucks straws, McDonald's straws, Tim Hortons straws. We got all the straws. I'll use a Starbucks straw. So the tea that's fucking delicious. So anyway, now we're gonna go to my room. This is what it looks like now, by the way, just so you guys can like see. We're gonna head to my room and then we're gonna do some kind of something. Don't you love how organized I am? Like, isn't it great? Yes. Anyway, peace out, guys. I will see you there. Hey, so welcome to my room. It's a bit of a weird lighting situation because on this side there is a patio door that is open because I like the fresh air and I like hearing like outside sounds. The camera keeps doing weird shit, sorry. And then on this side it's like the normal bedroom light, so weird mixture of lighting. But honestly, when do I not have a weird mixture of lighting, okay? That's the real question. So I figured today I wanted to do something kind of based on my last video. I know today was supposed to be like, or this video was supposed to be like a drunk something, which I'm still gonna do, but not in this video. I think I'm gonna do it probably next video. Anyway, last video I talked about going to the hospital and how my issues were worse than we thought, apparently, I think is what I said, I'm pretty sure. So today I wanted to do something related to that. So what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be showing you guys some of my mental health drawings. They're not good. I'm not artistic at all, like in any way, shape, or form. To me, they really speak volumes about how I view certain things related to my mental health, and maybe some of you will view things the same way or find it maybe relatable, maybe feel less alone about how you're feeling about certain things. I will say this is probably going to be kind of triggering because I put like quotes with my drawings usually, and a lot of them are just not really anything positive. Of course, they're all very negative because I'm in a very negative place right now, and I know I probably don't seem like it. I'm laughing and it's all good, but that's kind of just how I am with that kind of stuff. Like, I never learned how to just show people how I'm feeling and be okay with that. So I like to outwardly project like a really happy, like fun, sometimes, most of the time actually very weird person, and I laugh a lot instead of crying or seeming stressed or anxious. Like, to me, that just becomes laughter, because that's the only way I can get those feelings out, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, like, I don't know, that's just me. I don't make sense a lot of the time. But anyway, let's get into this. I'm going to show you guys some of my mental health drawings, and then I'm going to draw something and show you guys that as well. So yeah, and I'll explain the drawings as I go. And I'm sorry if you guys find this boring. The next video will be more fun, but for now I figured this was something I wanted to do, so I'm gonna do it. So first of all, this is my art book. I got it at Dollarama for $4. It's pretty sick. The first drawing in it, I guess, isn't super mental health related, but it's, I don't know. It's like these eyes, and they're all crying different things. Like, the red one's crying sunset, purple one's crying flowers, and the gray one's crying like fire, which I bet would be super painful. Almost like memories, if that makes sense, or like things that, I don't know what it is. Anyway, this one's just this. So yeah, again, see, my art skills aren't that good, but it's okay. Next one I have is this one. I called it Anxiety, and these are like eyes full of anxiety with quotes. I'm gonna read each of them. This is where it gets a little triggering. There's a lot of negativity here, for sure. So it's called Anxiety because I was really anxious doing this, and I was feeling a lot of bad things. So let me read to you what they all say. So the first one I'll read is this pink one. And it says, so many thoughts. Because obviously a lot of thoughts run through your head at one time, and it's hard. I'm not going to show you as I read them. I'm just going to read them and maybe explain them, maybe not. I can't sleep is one. Again, the anxiety I was feeling a lot of, and like depression and all that fun stuff, was making it really hard for me to sleep. And I'm sure it does that for a lot of people. I want to be functional. I want to cry. I feel drained. I can't stop shaking. You know, these are all things you feel. Well, or that I feel. I'm sure many people feel like this. I'm smiling. I promise I don't think this is happy or funny. It's just the way I cope with things, because sometimes I read these and I feel like I want to cry. Because here's the thing. I don't face my problems with this kind of stuff usually, like depression and anxiety wise. I don't face them because I don't talk about them, because I don't have to. And I write them down and I sometimes, like, I'll draw something and I'll forget about it. But talking to my phone, for example, talking to you guys, I guess, there's something comforting in being able to speak out loud about it and not having to sit under someone else's gaze and be worried about hearing someone else's thoughts. I mean, if I post this, obviously, like, I might get comments about this, that, or the other thing, which is fine, because everyone can have their own opinion. Like, if you don't like this, you don't like this, like, cool. But for me, it's easier to share my feelings and actually let them out in this way rather than face to face. So if I'm laughing or I seem like I'm having fun and I'm like making this into a big joke, I promise you I'm not. That is just my way of, one, not crying, and two, getting my emotions out. So I'm sorry, but that is how I do that. So back to reading. I can't stop thinking. My throat is closing. Why am I broken? I feel like cutting. Please stop this. My heart is racing. Surround me in darkness. I want to hide. I want to scream. I feel defeated. I'm tired. Everything hurts. I feel useless. Such a negative mind. I feel damaged. Those are the thoughts I wrote down. So that's all of these. And a lot of them are just me saying, like, I don't want to be defective. Like, one of the main things I feel with my anxiety and depression is I feel defective. I feel like a toy in a factory that doesn't work properly. That's how I feel. And it sucks because any normal daily activity that so many people can do, I struggle so hard to do, and sometimes I can't do it. In fact, a lot of the time, especially lately, I can't do it, and I want to. So bad I want to. And I can't. And it sucks because you look like you're fine. You look like nothing's wrong with you, but in your head is this horrible thing that no one can see. And so you just look like you're not trying. You look like you're making it up, or like, I don't know, like, you just don't look like you're trying. You look like you're just making excuses, and you're not. You're really trying, and people will tell you you're not. And that's honestly one of the worst feelings to me, is when people tell me I'm not trying when I'm really trying my best, you know? Yeah. Sorry. I'm like in the feels now. It's getting to me. Yeah, so that's the whole anxiety one. I drew the pupils really small because I felt like that made it look scared. Veins in the eyes because you can't sleep. Makes you scared. This one has full-on bags under it. Here, I'll turn this. So, I mean, you know. Yeah, and these are all things, like, I deal with. Sure, a lot of people do. In fact, I know a lot of people do. But this is just my experience with it, I guess. Take it as you will. All of the drawings in here, by the way, even if I'm not showing you some of them, were all drawn or made while I was super anxious about stuff, or just really depressed, which has been every day lately for the past few months, I would say. So, yeah, everything in here is like that. This is a poem. It's not a drawing, but I got water in it because I wrote it after a shower I can still read it, but it was like a poem letter to myself. Am I blurry? There you go. It was to myself in a way. Anyway, sorry, you can probably pause it and read it, but I suggest not to because it's lame and weird. I also did this like watercoloring thing. Oh, it won't focus. No. Come on. So I did this watercolor thing. It's like not that cool, but I did it using markers and like a bowl of water. And it helped distract me from like negative stuff, which is good. So yeah. That I definitely can't show you guys. The next thing in here is a list. It's a counseling activity because now I go to counseling. I think I'm blurry again. Yeah, now I go to counseling again. I've been in and out of counseling for years. But this counselor this time, I think, is really amazing. Her name's Lynn. She's really wonderful, but she's retiring soon, which really makes me want to cry because she's the only counselor I've had, really, that I actually enjoy and want to talk to. But she's leaving, so cool. Anyway, this was a therapy activity that she wanted me to do. I don't know if I did it right, but it's a sort of like a pros cons list, but like weird. So this is it. I guess I'll read it to you. Otherwise this video is gonna be kind of short. Not that I want it to be that long, but a long video of me being super annoying. No, okay. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna read this list. It's gonna be very triggering for me, and I don't want to read it because I'm, one, super ashamed of it, because I'm ashamed of all my mental illness stuff, which is stupid. Never be ashamed of your mental illness. I know I'm a hypocrite because I am, but please don't be ashamed of your mental illness. It's not something you should be ashamed of, ever. But one, I'm scared to share it because I'm ashamed of it, and two, it's just very personal information to be putting out on the internet, but here I go. You know, maybe it'll help someone. Maybe you'll feel like maybe it helps. Or you're just gonna look at it and be like, who is this pussy ass bitch? And I'll be like, bro, you know, that's my life. I don't know. So anyway, okay. So we'll do this down the list like this. I color coded it because I'm just so cool. So the first negative, and this was one my counselor, Lynn, told me, but because I self-harm, I cut myself. Yeah, fun fact about me, do that quite frequently. It's gross. Anyway, well, it's not gross. Sorry, it's not gross. It's only gross on me. I'm gross. Anyone who does it, you're not gross, and did not mean it like that in any way. I just meant on me it's gross. And I've had people tell me that like what I do is gross. So I just meant that I'm gross, not anyone else that does this, because anyone else that does this, you're not gross. You're just trying to cope with something that is so difficult to cope with. But anyway, here we go, negative and positive. So the first one is, I cut myself and feel no pain. Because I think I've done it so long or something that I have like a high pain tolerance now because of it. So I just don't feel it. Okay, this is like TMI, but like, I'm not going to say the TMI part, never mind. But I can very badly cut myself or any kind of pain, to be honest, and I just don't really feel it. Like, it doesn't really hurt me. And many people have told me the same thing. But anyway, the positive of that though, like not that I'm saying you should cut or anything, because you shouldn't. It's a bad coping mechanism, but the reason you do it, and I guess this is sort of the positive outtake, is because it releases endorphins. Like when you hurt yourself like that, if you're in this certain mindset, cutting yourself or hurting yourself, because I also like punch walls as like the healthier option. So it releases endorphins, which is kind of why you do it. So if you ever feel like it's weird or something, just know like your body or your brain, even if you don't realize it subconsciously, in your mind, you know it releases endorphins, which make you feel better. So next is the blue one. And it's kind of like very good that it's in the color blue, because I'm almost unable to cry. This is a story from when I was young that I'm not going to get into, but basically when I was young, I taught myself not to cry. And now I literally almost never can cry, even if I want to, which sucks. Guys, always cry if you want to cry, okay? The like quote unquote positive of that is that it's a survival instinct that I use against others in order to not be weak or not seem weak. Sort of like animals, like predator and prey. Like predators go after weak looking prey. So sort of like that. This is another one that she kind of taught me about. I said this before, but anxiety makes normal person activities almost impossible for me. But the positive is I can fix this problem using therapy, knowledge, and, for me, pills. This one's rough. So God. I think about killing myself almost every day. Like pretty much every day. And I don't know. The positive of that, or like maybe the why, like a positive why that could be happening, is like maybe my brain sees my depression as a predator, I can't speak English, and is in fight or flight mode. And because I've been trying to fight it for so long and that hasn't worked, or every time I try to fight it, it doesn't work, my brain is in flight mode. Not that it hasn't been before. Next is my body physically reacts to the thought of cutting or hurting myself. Like my body physically reacts to it. Like if I start thinking about it, and not in a negative way, like my body like almost like it wants me to do it, which it sounds crazy because I'm hurting myself, but I think it's because hurting myself, cutting myself, anything like that relieves me. When my brain thinks relief is coming, it makes my body react, I think, is sort of how that works. This is just my theory. I've never looked this up. But I think because hurting myself releases those endorphins that like kind of relieve me for a bit, I think it makes my body react to the thought more. so that I'll do it to relieve my brain from having to deal with so much at one time. The other thing is, like, I don't want help. And I think it's important to always get help, don't get me wrong, but because I've been there so many times, it feels so overdone to me and pointless. Like, every time I've gone, obviously I'm not any better than I was the last few years that I went, so to me it's like this time I'm just worried it'll be the same thing. But the positive is that I'm still willing to get help, which is the good decision. I really think it's a good decision. I think if you're struggling with something like this out there, or anything really, it's always important to get help with it. The other thing, and this is probably like typical teenager stuff, but or young adult, I guess. I'm not really in the teens category, am I? I don't know. Is my mom, because she wants to help. That's the positive side, is like she's trying to be helpful and she's concerned, but a lot of times she also really affects me negatively, as much as I hate to say that, and I probably never tell her that to her face because it would hurt her feelings so much, and I don't want to do that to her. But a lot of times what the things she does are negative and just very hard for me to deal with. And then the final thing on my list is I haven't stopped my bad habits, aka self-harm, even though I was supposed to, and I told my family I would. And I really did try, guys. Go check them out. I don't know. I told my family that I would stop, and I tried really hard, and for the most part, I kind of have, but I haven't fully, really, so, it's hard, you know. The, like, reason why, like, the positive, I guess, is they make my days more bearable. And it's not like I do it every day. I mean, I think about it every day. I don't do it every day. Sometimes I can be distracted long enough that I won't think about it, I won't do it. But sometimes I can't help myself, and I do it because I just need something else to hurt that isn't my brain, and something that shows that I'm not making this up, something that shows I'm actually hurting. Anyway, I don't know if that made sense, but whatever. Here's my other drawing, and this one's related to my mom. Like I said, she's kind of detrimental. This one's like gory, so if that's not your thing, please don't look at this one. I mean, it's just a drawing, but still, don't look if gore is not your thing. So it looks like this. It says, "You're not trying," and then here, I'll go like this. So that's this one. That's my mom. And the purple one is me, because the other day my mom, some big thing happened, I'm not going to get into it, and she told me I wasn't trying with my mental health stuff, and that's one thing I hate, when people tell me that I'm not trying. I really am. And so my little quote bubble says, "If I wasn't, I'd be dead," which is very true, because if I wasn't trying, I really would be dead right now. And that's just a fact. So, yeah. I like to draw myself in this lilac color a lot. It represents something important to me that I'm not going to get into, but it does represent something important to me. And all the blood and stuff on me, like the marks on that picture of me, are actual scars that I have on me. Places where I have scars, things like that. So yeah. Next is this. Again, this is all places where I have scars, all these red marks. I like to draw them on me when I draw myself. I don't know why, because they're gross when I actually look at them on myself. I think they're gross on me. I don't think they're gross on anyone else, but on me, I don't necessarily enjoy them. I'll read all the fucking quotes and things. First one says glitch, and it was related to this eye because I drew it kind of wonky, but I think it looks cool. And glitch because I feel like I'm glitching, you know? And then I wrote burn, sting. Not to be graphic, but that's sort of the way I describe the pain of cutting. But again, I don't really feel pain that well. I wrote sleep because I haven't been sleeping well for the past month or two, so it's been rough. I drew a pill, and then next to it I wrote defective child. I'm on 3 different pills right now. One of them I've been on since I was like 8 years old, so I've been defective my whole life, although that one's for a thyroid issue. I got my thyroid burnt out at the age of 11, but I had issues with it from the age of 8 onward. So yeah, I've been defective since birth. Then there's a blue quote, and it says, predisposed to suffer by her own hands. Why does the thought relieve me so much? This was like the thought of harming myself. And I wrote in another blue quotation, I wrote my head ... not ... There's a light blue that says I can't stop feeling. There's a black one that says in the dark. There's a gray one that says please shut off just for a while, and it's related to this brain picture down here. I lost my always. This is related to a song by RM of BTS because his lyrics in that song are so super relatable. Even the way he says them is relatable, and I just think that song, I like to listen to it when I'm really down because it comforts me because of how much I can empathize with those feelings. I Can't Take It in yellow next to this cabin matches a tattoo I have over here of a cabin. It's where I grew up, and it always brings me comfort, but I haven't been there in a while, and I don't know, I can't take it, guys. Next to this really fucked looking eye, the story behind this is, one, it looks like my eye because my eyes are blue, although mine are a way less pretty shade of blue. But the inside of it, you see how it's all like gross looking? A lot of my cuts end up looking like that on the inside because I cut very deep, and it ends up looking really gross when I'm done, not to be TMI. And then the quote next to it is, that's pain I can take, I can't take the internal pain. So that's going back to my pain tolerance and things like that. Like, I can take the pain of cutting myself easily, but I can't take the pain inside my head. It's just so much, and I can't get away from it. Recording is now 35 minutes long, and I'm gonna have to cut so much of this. So that's that. Here's this page. We got more BTS lines quoted on here, so just prepare yourselves for that. Because I kind of, back in high school, actually, when I had bad depression, another time when I had bad depression in high school, I've had it since about grade 7, but, one time in high school when I had it, they were like a really big part of what kept me going, which sounds stupid, I know. You're like, Tyler, a band, really? But I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's just because of how much they seem to care about their fans or what, but they were a super, whoa, I can't speak English. They were like a super huge part of what kept me like alive, essentially, for a while. So yeah, and a lot of their songs, especially lately, well, not lately, sorry, no, but a lot of their songs, like, in recent years, I would say, have really had some sort of comfort or meaning that I could really relate to in a lot of the lyrics. This is a yellow pill because I take yellow antidepressants. It says feel like a torso. It's from the song Tokyo by RM. He is amazing. I know I said that very monotone, but I mean it very seriously. He is amazing. They're all amazing. A lot of their stories too. They've been through a lot. They've been through a lot, you know? So, anyway, sorry. This one just says dulling, and it's a gray eye crying blood. Kind of reminds me of like the silver of a knife and drawing blood. Sorry, I'm so fucking gross. Yeah. A lot of this is upside down. Actually, it's all upside down. Fuck. Okay. So this is this page. It's a lot of eyes. I draw a lot of eyes because I don't know why, but I just do. So starting with the blue eye, it's all shades of blue. It says suffocating because I feel like I'm suffocating a lot of the time. And there's this green eye. My sister has green eyes. And I've always thought, and I hate myself for saying this, but I've always thought she's like the better twin, and like everyone wants me to be like her, even though I know that's not true. It feels true. And so the quote next to it says, of course, I'll try to be more like her. So, yeah, that's the tea. Then there's these flowers, and it says they're all wilted because I remind myself of wilted flowers for some reason. I don't know why, but that's just like a thing. And then there's another I lost my always, and it's, I guess, me, the moon, and the stars. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but yeah. There's more quotes from Always by RM down here. This is, here, let me get close for a second. This is, well, it's weird, but this is like my sister and I on this little brown barren tree in the back, and she's like full of leaves and stuff. She's like a pretty tree, and I like grew up in her shadow kind of thing. Which is not her fault or anyone's fault, like it's my own fault because my brain tricks me into thinking that's the way things are. The quotes say, I miss me and wish I could choose me. I drew a giant cut hands, and these are actually like pretty accurate about like scars and cuts I have. I used to cut up the back of my left hand all the time. I even did my inner palm sometimes, and definitely especially like up in the forearms for reasons that might be obvious, might not. But I'm not gonna say them. And the quote with that just says, they're everywhere. The quote with the cut says, make the pain go away. I don't know if I said that. But yeah, that's all of my drawings. I know I said I'd draw something with you guys, but now this video is bordering on 45 minutes, so I figure probably not the best idea. But what I will say, now that we're done with that, is that I feel really weird about sharing all that stuff with you guys. It's not something I ever thought I'd do, to be honest, but something about this situation and being able to share this out loud and knowing that someone will hear it even if they can't respond right now, and almost knowing they can't respond right now just kind of makes me feel, it makes me feel a little better. Feeling like someone knows what's going on with me is somehow comforting, if that makes sense. So I won't bore you guys anymore. Sorry for how depressing this video probably was, and I'm sorry for how shitty my drawings were, and I'm sorry for this triggered you. I'm incredibly sorry. I really hope it doesn't trigger anyone. I wanted to share my drawings with you guys and a bit of my story, and maybe someone will find comfort in that. I hope that people can find some comfort in that, take something positive away from it maybe. If it helps in any way, I would be so happy. And again, like I said before, if you are struggling with something, please tell someone, please go talk to someone. I know it seems like there's no one on your side, but I promise you there is. Even if you need to talk to me about it, I can be there to listen. I can be there to help. I'll try my best, for sure. But please just reach out to someone. Don't think you aren't important enough, because you are. And you deserve happiness, and you deserve help. And you deserve to be treated like this is something you're actually going through. So don't let people invalidate you. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the next video, and I pinky promise it'll be more fun than this one. Thank you for watching. If you did, prepare for something more fun in the next video. I love you guys. Stay strong, okay? Bye. Peace.